In this series, we have shown you that the peaceful way Islam is portrayed in the West does not match the oppressive way Islam is lived out in the East. From the enforcement of Ramadan restrictions to the abuse of non Muslims, the picture you've been shown in the West doesn't match the reality. Hello, everyone. This is Fadi, and I want to welcome you back to a continuation of this series about Islam in the East versus Islam in the West. And of course, if you've been watching this, you would have noticed that joining me here virtually is our dear brother Adam Seeker to help us unpack many of these topics. And of course, I'm here. I consider it a privilege really to work with him. And just because sometimes people might, and I know these arguments, people might say, well, Adam is not an Arab, or Adam doesn't know Arabic, or Adam does not really know anything about Islam because he is in a different country than, for instance, in the Arab world. I mean, I've heard these arguments before. Well, I'm here to tell you that Adam knows everything about Islam, and I'm here to support him, back him up, and even add to the arguments from our own experience. We're both former Muslims. He's from Pakistan, I'm from Saudi Arabia. And if you don't believe a word we're saying, just go and check these sources that we are given to you by reference. If you don't believe us, in fact, we're projecting sometimes hadith written in Arabic. But the chances are maybe some of you don't even know Arabic, but you're willing to buy into the claims. That's the sad reality. So, brother, welcome back. Thank you for joining.
Thank you so very much, Al-Fadi. And I am your favorite Murtad, as you know already. Islam and Pakistan, that's what we are going to talk about. What about Ramadan? Have you ever heard about one single month in 12 months will have such huge significance in comparison between the West and the East? As a Muslim, unless you have lived your life in a Muslim country and then come to the West, or you have lived your life in the West and then go to the Muslim country, you cannot see the difference. In the West, nobody knows when the Ramadan comes. No one has no idea when the Ramadan comes. The life changes in the East. Whether you go to Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, Dubai, Pakistan, wherever you go, life changes. Restaurants are closed from dawn to dusk. Even if you are a sick person and you cannot live without food, you cannot find food from the market. You have to cook it at home. You cannot even eat outside while walking, even if you have high blood sugar, and you will die because somebody will look at you and might accuse you and might shout at you, and they will do that. You have to prove that you are a sick person. That's the reality of Ramadan. Nobody knows that. No restaurant is open during the day. How dare you eat during the day? How dare you eat during the day? That's what you hear.
Right.
Even if you are a non-Muslim, let's assume you are a Christian in Pakistan. Let's assume you are a non-Muslim in Pakistan. Can you eat during the day? No, you cannot. Even if you are in your offices working, there will be no tea, no coffee, no nothing. You will be fasting, whether you are a Muslim or not. That's the reality of Islam. It's enforced. It's enforced. Everything is enforced. And then people says, hey, like Al-Fadi said in the beginning, hey, Adam is not from the Saudi Arabia. Can you actually eat in Saudi Arabia? You must be kidding me. Can you eat in Dubai? No, you cannot. I have lived in Dubai. I have lived in many other Muslim countries. I have lived in West. I have lived in Pakistan. I know what I'm speaking about. Let's look at Pakistan. When Pakistan came into existence in 1947, there were over 20% of non-Muslims. That is why 20% of the flag of Pakistan is not green, it's white. By 2017, you had 96.47 Muslim, 96.47% Muslims. They are even more right now. Right now, we cannot do census of the Muslims. We do not have that right now. But if you do it, it will be over 97%. Hindus are 2.14% only. Christians are 1.27% only. Forget the Ahmadiyyas and Sikhs. They are not even in counting. This is the reality of Islam. Where are the non-Muslims in Pakistan? I don't think you can even in Saudi Arabia. I don't know whether you will have 97% Muslims. But what's the reality of Saudi Arabia? I don't know about that. But that's the reality of Pakistan.
Right. I mean, but the thing is, are they all really practicing Islam, or are they just following whatever they're being told?
So yes, they are all following what they have been told. So they are practicing what they have been told. So there are two different things. But in reality, in Pakistan, let me just give you a surety. Other than the 8 major cities of Pakistan, the rest of the areas which are not very educated, because Pakistan, the literacy rate is very low. The illiteracy rate is over 80%. And the literacy rate means the person who can write his own name with his own hand is called literate, not a person who has done 10th standard, whatever. So he can write his own name. He's a literate. And the literacy rate is what? 80%, 20%, 25% at max. So these people are willing to die for Muhammad, die for Islam, or kill for Islam, because you cannot just die. You have to kill first to die,
Right.
because they just follow what Islam teaches. Pakistan, the majority of Pakistan are in villages. They follow what their scholars tell them, what their imams tell them. And their imams and the scholars tell them, for the hurma of Muhammad, kill or be killed. And that's the reality of Islam. We can prove that any day. I can prove that any day. That's the reality of Islam. Let's look at the persecution in Pakistan. I'll come back to this slide later. Let's look at the persecution in Pakistan. This is two profiles. Brother, look at the profiles that we have right now. Violence, 16.7 out of 16.7 versus 10.4 out of 16.7. Which one do you think is Pakistan?
The one on the left.
The one on the left. So 16.7 out of 16.7. You are so right, brother. That's Pakistan. The other one is Iran. And Iran has so many sanctions from US, whereas the violence in Iran for the non-Muslims is far less. Pakistan is still 8th, on position 8 when it comes to persecution. It's not the first. Saudi Arabia is 10th. Iran is 9th. Church life is 13.1. In Iran, church life is 16.5 out of 16.7. That's why in Iran you have underground churches. In Pakistan, you do have churches, but you cannot make a new one. To create a new one, you have to get so many approvals. It's unbelievable. The person who will start the church will die, and maybe his grandkid will be able to erect the church if you go by the law. But churches in Pakistan, if you look at it, I've shown that in my live streams, they are like 15 feet high walls with iron doors. So it's like a castle, so that when the Muslims will attack, they will stay inside and lock. But right now we have guns and bombs. Things goes very different. That's why the violence is 16.7 out of 16.7. What is national life? What is community life? We are talking about non-Muslims in Pakistan. This is not the life for a Muslim in Pakistan. This is the life of the 3% in Pakistan, the Christians and the Hindus. That's their life. Their family life is 14.0 out of 16.7. They live in slums.
Mm-hmm.
I personally know Christians and Hindus who will come in and they will not say Namaste, which is Hindu salam, and who will not say peace of Christ be with you, or Salamul Masih. That's what we used to say in Pakistan as well. They will say Assalamu alaikum. When they leave, they will not say bye bye. They will not say take care. They will say Allah Hafiz. They portray themselves as mixed into the Islamic culture to live their life without persecution, to live their life without a false glass ceiling that is there. But
Right.
once again, even their names are so Muslim that you will not even comprehend whether they're Muslim or Christian. For example, Imran, for example, Amir. They will take the names, they will be given the names from the Arabic scripture so that they will not be persecuted. The life of a
Right.
non-Muslim, and especially Christian, is nothing in Islam. You know why, brother? Because of this. Pakistan has penal code. Obviously, every country has penal code, but these are the specific penal code. Look at the very minor one where you will have 1 year imprisonment, brother. 1 year imprisonment or fine or both. Imagine what is the code says, Act of Pakistan says. Using any word or making any sound or making any gesture or placing any object in sight of a Muslim, obviously, with the deliberate intention of wounding the religious feeling of any person. Brother, how do you define feeling, brother? Can you define feeling?
Well, it's nothing tangible, basically. It's just something you feel. And therefore, I don't know how you can see how I'm feeling at the moment unless if my actions depict that.
So Tabitha Gill was a Christian in Pakistan who was a nurse. She actually prayed upon a dying Muslim who actually asked her to pray because she was a nurse in the name of Jesus. I have a live stream on my channel on that. She was punched, kicked, brutally slapped by women and men, dragged 3 stories down on the road, tore her clothes apart, made her butt naked because she proclaimed the name of Christ in open as a mushrika, as somebody who associate another human being with Allah, mushrika, and she was taken to prison. Tabitha Gill, remember the name and search it.
Yeah,
I still cry on that. And one of my video was banned by YouTube because I showed the violence that happened with that lady.
it's
But that's
unbelievable.
the reality of Islam. Look at 295C. Let's go to the last one because we are short in time. The rest people can read by themselves. Using the derogatory remarks spoken, written directly or indirectly, etc., defiling the name of Muhammad. You have mandatory death punishment. You know how many people have been died recently? A Christian brother was killed under 295C,
Hmm.
whose testimony or the account or whatever court happened inside the jail, and he was captured in 2006. So imagine for like 8 years he was in prison, and now he's proclaimed to be hanged till death because apparently he said something which comes under this law that he spoke, said directly or indirectly against Muhammad. That's Pakistan, my friend.
And by the way, just for the record, I want people to know that the British government, when it was in charge, they implemented some of these laws, but they weren't thinking about blasphemy of Muhammad. So these laws were taken as a foundation, and then more added to it, like 295C, which deals with blasphemy against a person who is dead, folks, dead, and yet many people died on account of false accusations sometimes that they have said something derogatory against Muhammad. It's a real shame. And thank you, brother, for taking
Let
the
me add
time
to
to
that
share with us.
because one thing is very important. I'm sorry, extending. That law is 295. It is still there in India. That law was created by British government so that there will be no riots on the streets between different religious people. That is called 295. Injuring or defiling places of worship with intent to insult the religious religion of any class. That is a generic law which was created for the Indo-Pak when they were one and there were six, and Hindus and Muslims, and they were having fights on the streets because of certain things. That law is very, very different. And the explanation of that law has to have people coming on the street as in mob manner. 295B and C was created for Pakistan. Defiling of Quran has nothing to do with British law, my friend. Defiling Muhammad has nothing to do with British law. This is explicitly
Right.
written in Pakistan, brother. Thank you so very much. See you all
Absolutely.
later.
Thank you, brother. And of course, I hope you guys will be following this series. And also, periodically, we will be doing live streams, myself and Adam. And this is our way of collaborating with each other. Thank you, brother. Thank you, everyone. This is Al Fadi, over and out. God bless. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. And ring the bell so you will be notified when we release new content. Our mission is to reach Muslims with the gospel of Jesus Christ and help Christians engage with their Muslim neighbors. If you want to join us in this life-changing work, please support us on patreon.com/CIRA International, or just click on the link below.